Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ati Mataji, for the chanting. Start with Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatavirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Okay, maybe we would like to sing our prayer this week today. Aarti Mataji, would you like to try?
I want to
Like
try, but
Vrindavan Ramyasthan, like how we sing Vrindavan
yeah.
Ramyasthan.
Okay. Can you sing first line so that I remember the tune, Prabhuji?
Vrindavan. Okay, like that. So, Jaya
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 Jagan.
Jagannath Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Kore Jar Charana Vandana Nila Jale Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhar Nadiya Khare Danda Kaman Daluka के हो बोले पुरबीत रावण बधिला खोलो कर भय वैभव लीला प्रकाश कुरीला श्रीरथार भावे इवे गौरावतार हरे कृष्णा नाम गौरा कोरिला प्रचार वासुदेव घोषे बोले कोरी जोड़या हाथ जय घोरा जय कृष्णा जय जगन्नाथ जय घोरा जय कृष्णा जय जगन्नाथ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. That was very nice. Jagannath Mishra Sachinandan ki jai. Shri Vasudev Ghosh ki jai.
Jai.
Yes. Let me read the translation. All glories to the dear son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. All the three worlds offer prayers unto his lotus feet. In Nilachal, he holds the conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower, while in the town of Nadia, he holds a sannyasi staff and water pot. It is said that in olden times, as Lord Ramachandra, he killed the demon Ravana. Then later, as Lord Krishna, he revealed the splendorously opulent pastimes of Goloka. It is he who has come. He has come. Oh, from Raja, he has come to Nadia. Accepting the mood and luster of Sri Radha, he has come from Raja to Nadia. He has come. Now, Lord Govinda, the cowherd boy, has come as Lord Gauranga. He has come distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Vasudeva Ghosh says with folded hands, he who is Gaura is he who is Krishna, is he who is Jagannath. Jai Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath. Hare Krishna. Yesterday, I think we shared the recording for Adhikara Prabhu's class. He was wonderfully describing the beautiful pastimes of little Nimai in Nadia, and he was reflecting how all the people of Nadia are so wonderful. They're pure devotees of the Lord. They're eternal associates who just come, like when the Lord comes, all his whole party comes with him, right? So it doesn't he doesn't travel alone. His whole his whole entourage comes with him. So he was just saying, yeah, how these people, they're all uh, like eternal associates of the Lord, and they're glorifying while they're also complaining about his mischief, but then they're also trying to support him. So we were going through the Bal Leela, the Natkat pastimes of little Nimai, just like how when little Krishna in Vrindavan, in Gokul, he used to perform his naughty pastimes. It was exactly similar how little Nimai was performing his pastimes in Nadia. And from this prayer, we see, like how Vasudeva Ghosh is saying, he has come from Braja, he has come to Nadia, accepting the mode of Srimati Radhani. He has come from Braja to Nadia. So that just reminded me of exactly what we were doing yesterday in the Gaura Katha with Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. Yes, thank you so much, Aarti Mataji, once again. Okay, so with that, we'll continue with our reading of Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrit. Let me get the link for that. So I posted the link in the chat. Nalin Prabhu, would you like to read today? If you're speaking, you're on mute. Nalin Prabhu? Okay.
Like, Prabhuji?
Yes. You want to read today, Prabhu? Yesterday you had some issues.
Yeah, I can do. Read this time.
Yeah, we are reading from this paragraph. So yesterday we saw how Srila Prabhupada is about to, he had received this invitation from Japan for Cultivating the Human Spirit conference. And he was in his manuscript, he was planning to write from the Srimad Bhagavatam, describing the glories from the 10th canto of Brajadham and how the seasons in Vrindavan, and how it was going to be named as the light of Bhagavat, and how that would help in cultivating the human spirit. So he's going to respond to the invitation from Japan for that conference. Yes, Prabhu, we can go ahead with that. Bhaktivedanta Swami worked quickly.
Yeah, Bhaktivedanta Swami worked quickly to produce a 20,000 word manuscript, 50 lessons. Lessons for 50 illustrations. The pictures were depict the forests, fields, and skies of Vrindavan during the rainy season, and the lessons were sometimes criticisms of godless governments, materialists, and false religionists, sometimes assertions of moral principles and God consciousness, and sometimes depictions of Lord Krishna and his eternal associates in Vrindavan. Everything went smoothly between Bhaktivedanta Swami and the sponsors in Japan. The problem was to raise the travel fare. He approached the likely sources writing to the central government's Ministry for Scientific Research and Cultural Affairs. He presented his certificate from Mr. Nakano and explained his position as a sannyasi. In late March, the ministry sent him a form to complete and return. Time was getting short. On March 29th, he wrote the Vice President Dr. Radhakrishnan, with whom he had a speaking acquaintance as well as philosophical difference. You know that I am sannyasi without any relations with bank. Neither I am attached with financing institution, but the Japanese organizers have liked my literatures and they want me to be present there. He pleaded that since the great acharyas of India had formerly presented their knowledge for the benefit of the world. The Indian government today should send representatives of the acharyas to deliver the message of Atma or the human spirit. He also wrote the deputy manager of Singhia's steam navigation company in Mumbai, reminding him of his 1958 offer to give a 50% concession on a ticket to the United States. After explaining his invitations from Mr. Nakano in Japan, Bhaktivedanta Swami pointed out that the full round trip fare to Japan would be less than half the fare to the United States. Trying all possibilities at once, and with less than a month and a half before the convention, he wrote to another potential donor, Mr. Brijratan S. Mohata, who had once expressed his willingness to send Bhaktivedanta Swami to South America when an Indian sponsor there had written expressing interest. At that time, Bhaktivedanta Swami had been unable to get the proper certification from the Indian government, but here he explained was a new opportunity to present the message of the Vedic literature to an international gathering of interested people, and a passage to Japan was less than to South America. On the same day, he wrote to Mr. Mohata. He also mailed his completed form to the Ministry for Scientific Research in answer to their questions as to why he was asking for a donation, whether he had done so before. He replied, "Before this, I never asked the ministry for any financial assistance as there was no need for it. As sannyasi, I can ask for financial help when there is absolute necessity. Our life is dedicated to render service to the humanity at large for reviving the dormant spiritual consciousness." Meanwhile, his other arrangements proceeded with full cooperation from Japan. He had already sent Mr. Nakano the first 20 illustrative ideas from the light of Bhagavad. Japan is famous for the artistic work, he wrote, and India is famous for spiritual culture. We should now combine. He suggested they also print the text and pictures as a book. Mr. Nakano assured Bhaktivedanta Swami that they would be eager to meet him at Haneda Airport. They would be readily recognizable since they would be holding a flag, and if he liked, he could stay in Japan for an entire month and hold local meetings after the scheduled convention. Mr. Nakano also asked a favor of Bhaktivedanta Swami to solidify relations with the mayors of 3 Japanese cities. He asked that Bhaktivedanta Swami send letters to the mayors requesting their full support of the Human Spirit Congress. Bhaktivedanta Swami immediately complied. By now it was April and no money had come. Finally, after a personal interview in which he received a definite no from Dr. Radhakrishnan, Bhaktivedanta Swami turned to Mr. Nakano in disappointment. On April 18th, he wrote, "I am in due receipt of your letter of the 9th instant, and I am grateful to you for all that you have said for me. I am humble creature and I am just trying to do my bit in this connection because I was so ordered by my spiritual master, Sri Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. While I'm feeling too much..." Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Saying this is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati.
Sri Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. While I am feeling too much ecstasy for the reception arrangement you are doing for me, I beg to inform you that my passage expenses, which is near about 3,500, is not yet settled. I submitted one application to the Government of India for help, and the copy of my application is also sent here with. I also wrote a private letter to Dr. Radhakrishnan in this connection, and the reply which I have received is also enclosed here with. All these are not very encouraging for me. I therefore saw the Vice President today personally, but he says the same thing as he has written in this letter. Although the matter is not yet hopeless altogether, I am disturbed in my mind, thinking what shall I do in case the government denies to help. I am therefore seeking your good advice in this connection. Dr. Radhakrishnan said to me that you had also invited him to attend your congress, and he opines that the passage expense might have been paid by you. The hope and expectations of the congress is undoubtedly very great, and I wish that I may fully utilize this opportunity for general welfare of the entire human body. I have fully explained my views authoritatively in my statements already sent to you for the publication, and the guest idea is expressed in the letter of the mayors, the copy of which is also enclosed. As sannyasi, I have no personal purse for expenditure. Under the circumstances, if the government denies to help for the passage, then I will have to ask for the same from you. Otherwise, my going to the Congress will end in dream only. I have very little faith in the dealings of the politicians, and especially of the Indian politicians. From the conversation, Mr. Dr. Radhakrishnan, it appeared to me that government does not approve of such congresses are organized by private person, and as such they do not participate in such congress. I shall wait for the final decision for 1 week more, when the matter will be clear, yes or no. Replies from prospective donors in India were all negative. On April 20, he cabled Mr. Nakano. As you have developed a deep love for me, I dare to ask you to send me financial help to take me to Japan. I think you can immediately instruct your embassy in Delhi to do the needful and dispatch me to Japan on your behalf. I'm feeling too much to meet you and the grass.
In the Congress.
Can you highlight? My battery got down. Yeah, sorry. The Congress, so that we can build up solid institute for spiritual cultivation. I shall await your instructions by cable to fix up my program. Mr. Nikano could not help, and Bhaktivedanta Swami's effort ended in a dream only. In July 1962, Bhaktivedanta Swami changed his Vrindavan residence from Vamsi Gopalji temple to Radha Damodar temple. For 3 years, he had been paying the rent for 5 rupees per month for his Radha Damodara rooms and paying for the extensive repairs. Now the main room had electric lighting and a fan. The walls had been plastered and painted. The room was 7 feet by 15 feet with smooth plaster walls and a floor of sandstone squares of uneven sizes, the same as the stone tiles cemented in front of the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. The room was furnished with a small low desk, a kusa mat, and a wooden cot with a rope woven surface to lie on. The view was not the panorama he had enjoyed at Keshi and the neighborhood was not so secluded. But now, without even moving from his room, he could look into the temple and see a portion of the altar and the 4-foot high form of Brindavan Chandra, the black marble Krishna deity Krishna Das Kaviraja had worshipped hundreds of years ago. The main room was connected to the kitchen by a 10-foot long veranda which faced the courtyard, and from the kitchen he could see the samadhi of Rupa Goswami. So the place was superior to his room at the Vamsi Gopalji temple because now he was living in the temple of Jiva Goswami, where the great souls like Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana, Raghunatha, and Jiva had all gathered, taken prasadam, chanted and discussed Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. It was best place to work on Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, Prabhu, I think we'll pause here.
Yeah, my battery is dying. Give a minute, I will put in a charge.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Naya Prabhu, for reading.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, we can start with any thoughts, reflections, realizations from today's reading. Yeah, I was just reflecting. Like again, I think we've talked about this whole theme, right, of how day in and day out Srila Prabhupada was putting in so much of endeavor, so much of effort, right? You would think as a pure devotee of the Lord would be so compassionate, and he would just clear up all his obstacles and pathways and let him just succeed on this mission, because his intent was pure, his goal was pure, and his sadhana was pure, right? He was fully dependent on the acharyas, yet he was going through all these tests, kind of, right? So here we saw how much hopeful he was that, finally, Japan was interested to invite him for this nice congress. It was called Cultivating the Human Spirit. So it is all about the Atma, the science of soul, science of spirit. And Prabhupada was, see how much enthusiasm he had. Like, he already had thought, okay, I'll write this manuscript, 20,000 words manuscript, and describe all the 50 commentaries of 50 different pictures and illustrations. So much of ideation and enthusiasm, and you would think everything he's doing is not for himself, he's doing for Krishna, but yet he's facing one roadblock after the other. And here he's reaching out to all the politicians for help, and nobody is coming forward to help. They're plainly rejecting, saying no. And he reached out to that the secretary of Scindia Steam Company, who had promised 50% of his fare to US. Right? So he's trying all the avenues possible. He's using his intelligence in the service of the Lord. Still, he's getting only no's and discouragement from all angles. But still, we see his spirit, indomitable spirit. He is just continuing. So that is the mood of a devotee. That anything and everything that happens is the mercy of the Lord. Again, reflecting back on what Adi Gadadhar was saying yesterday, there, how we know we are progressing, we have to do our sadhana, we have to do our duty, but at the same time, we have to wait for the mercy of the Lord. Right? So both will be necessary to. Without the kripa of the Lord, we cannot make any advancement. But at the same time, we have to keep on marching forward. Again, like this month of March of Mahaprabhu, we have to continue in the same vein, no matter what the result is, because that's positive, negative, all these dualities, happiness, distress, everything will come in life, and we have to tolerate. But at the same time, we should not leave the lotus feet. We should not leave the shelter of the Lord. And Prabhupada is teaching by his examples. Again, these are the things that we learn from the lives of our acharyas, how much of troubles they had gone through. And yeah, now at least you see, like, while the one door closed there, like he couldn't go to Japan, who knows what may have happened if Prabhupada had gone to Japan. He may have not had the opportunity to stay here in Radha Damodar temple to take the blessings of all these acharyas. And who knows, he may have gone to Japan and his journey to US may never happened. So everything that the Lord does, there is a plan behind it. So he couldn't go to Japan, but see, immediately after that, now he's moving in after 3 years of paying the rent. He's now finally moving into the Radha Damodar temple, beautiful Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. And again, for those who have visited, I think we have shown some pictures in our Saturday classes. Adi Guru Prabhu had shown one picture. I think I had shared one. But yeah, just as we were reading this, everything kind of vividly came in front of the eyes. Like Prabhupada's room, it's a small room with a cot, and it's all there today. If you go there and you can take darshan, how he used to sit there and write and sleep in that room. And then the other room, just across the veranda, like there's a hall, small passage, and right across is his kitchen. And from that kitchen, he would sit, and he had his altar there in the kitchen, small, his photos of his Guru Maharaj, and the deities. And from there, in the window, he could see Rupa Goswami's samadhi, and there he would sit and he would meditate, and he would cry out for mercy from Rupa Goswami. And we see here all the Goswamis, Rupa, Sanatana, Jiva Goswami, and Raghunath Goswami. They all used to kind of gather here in this temple, talk about Krishna, have prasadam. There's a well. If you go in that temple, there's a well. From that well, they used to draw the water, and they used to drink water from that well. And it's a beautiful temple, and you just get goosebumps when you go there, and just because all the positive vibrations of all these Goswamis and Srila Prabhupada has been there in that temple. And yeah, so while that Japan door closed, the door to Sri Radha Damodaram temple, the temple of the Lord, opened, right? So it is like, we pray, we do our sadhana, we do japa, we pray for mercy of the Lord. That is all we can do, really, right? And just like for Prabhupada, here the doors of Sri Radha Damodar opened finally. It's kind of, again, if you look at figuratively, metaphorically, like one door closed, the material door closed of Japan, but the door of the temple of the Lord opened for him. So similarly, like when we go to the temples, we can sit in the temple hall, we can chant, we can meditate, do everything, right? But the doors of the altar of the temple, we don't have any control on when it will open or who will open, right? It is really the Lord, because the doors open from inside of the temple, right? So when we have to take darshan of the temple in the morning, Mangalarti, the doors will open from inside, and that is the mercy of the Lord. So when we have to do our sadhana, when the mercy comes, then the doors of the Lord's temple will open in our hearts similarly. So that's the mood, that's the reflection that we should all have. Okay, anything else from anybody?
So probably yesterday we are discussing about the seva for Vaishnavas versus seva from non-Vaishnavas. All right. In that, like, Prabhupada is more like he has put his more effort into Krishna conscious, soul consciousness, or making others to Krishna devotees. That is his main goal was, right? Through preaching or through books, so many channels he wanted to use, right? So I have one question here, like, without Krishna consciousness, also a lot of people came on earth and helped or do charity or donations or deed services to poor people, right? So without Krishna consciousness, if they're doing also, will they go to Golok or no?
No, so that is uh, again what is the intent, the mood, the bhav is what the Lord sees, Prabhu. So if it is the yoga as a karma that you're doing, okay, when it is a link to the Lord, if the intent is that I'm serving these as spirit souls of the Lord, then the intent is pure, then it becomes yoga, then it is karma yoga. Else it is just karma kanda, where you are doing all these things for your own sense gratification. Okay, you're doing charity for name, fame, right? One, maybe I'm not saying you, but I'm saying people in general, like you're saying, who do. Um, they may be doing it just for popularity, for name and fame. Oh, my name will be on this brick in the wall in the temple. Oh, my name will be published in the newspaper that I did so and so things, right? So if that is the intent, then it's just karma kanda, because you are doing it all for your own sense gratification, self um, gratification, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, so many people are
in those
there
cases,
not
hmm,
doing service, not only for name fame, but they do generally. I mean,
hmm. But even
without any
though, yeah, so
expectation.
that is described in the Vedas. Yes, so that is form of a yoga, karma yoga. Like you're trying to do it and offering it to the Lord, but it is you would get benefits for that, but it will be material benefit. So it will be we will be elevated within the material universe, right? To the upper, we have upper planetary systems up to the heaven. Like a jiva can go up to the level of even Brahma, to the level of Satyaloka. We can go and live with Lord Brahma in the Satyaloka. So that is all within the material universe. So you will only be able to go up and down within the material universe with all the uh, so-called charitable work or humanitarian work. So you may get some good karma for that, right? And you may be, but you will not be able to get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. That can only happen through devotional service.
Right, right. Yeah, that is correct. The liberation may not happen if, because yesterday I was telling like Vaishnava Seva is more important than any other Seva, right? So Krishna Seva or Vaishnava Seva. So
Yes,
that's
because
what I kept.
mercy.
Yeah.
The mercy, because we're talking about the mercy of the Lord, and Prabhu was saying the mercy of the Lord comes easily when you do Vaishnava Seva. And that is a theme we have been talking about, right? So instead of directly going to the Lord, if you do service to the pure devotees of the Lord, then the Lord will be even more pleased and will be pleased much more faster than if you directly try to serve the Lord. So Vaishnava Seva, if you do, like he was giving example yesterday, yeah, Vaishnava Seva is very simple. I mean, yeah, when devotees come, you offer them respect, offer them, prasadam. We do like these programs like we did yesterday, invite devotees to your home, right? So all of this is Vaishnava Seva. So when you do that, and that is Vaishnava Seva, and then of course serving our spiritual master, serving our Guru Parampara, by serving their instructions, what Srila Prabhupada has taught us, what our Guru Maharaj has taught us. If we try to serve them through their instructions, then that is Vaishnava Seva. So by doing that, when we are doing this, because what did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said to chant 16 rounds. If we're sincerely chanting that, then we are doing Vaishnava Seva. And then we are singing these beautiful bhajans in the morning. These are all Vaishnavas, pure devotees of the Lord. When we are singing those bhajans that they have written to glorify the Lord, that is Vaishnava Seva. We are doing this as an offering to them. And then the Lord becomes pleased because we are just repeating what these pure devotees of the Lord have given us. Right? So all of this is Vaishnava Seva. And by doing this, the mercy of the Lord comes. The Lord is all attractive, but he gets attracted by the sincerity of these Vaishnavas, these kind of Vaishnava Seva that we are doing. Does that help, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, I was on mute. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that question was there in mind and we discussed, but I wanted to share with you so that I will get some input from you also. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can always ask him. Today also we'll have Katha. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
ask
Oh,
him today.
today, right. Okay.
Yes.
No, but I got the answer. Still,
Yeah.
we can ask.
Yes. Shriya Mataji, anything from you? She's now so close to Vrindavan Dham.
Prabhuji, I did not get you. Sorry.
I was saying, any comments from you?
No, trying to balance spiritual and material life.
So you see
Wow.
how Srila Prabhupada was balancing also. So yes, you can learn from him.
Definitely. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all in New Vrindavan so I can meet you all.
Oh yeah, well, that's really wonderful. Actually, we are planning to come this weekend, so I don't know if you'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there this Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Some, I think, few devotees from Cincinnati will be there.
Okay. I'll try to come if I can.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right, we'll end with Vaishnava Pranam prayers. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna conscious day.